G'day, I'm Helen, an Australian chef. For the next 12 days I'm going to show you 12 different things that you can cook for your family for Christmas with everyday ingredients. Today I'm starting with gingerbread biscuits. And a very easy recipe, but takes a little bit of time to get the gingerbread setting in time. We've got 125 grams of butter, half a cup of brown sugar, a half a cup of golden syrup, 1 egg, a tablespoon full of ginger, a teaspoon of bicarb and a teaspoon of spice. The first thing we do is start with the butter, and we're putting it in a bowl and we're going to blend it together until it's nice and creamy. This should take about 5 minutes depending on your machine. Okay, I've beaten that for approximately 5 minutes. I'm going to turn it off now and we're going to add the golden syrup. So I've got half a cup of golden syrup here. The butter and sugar should be fluffy and it changes colour. Now I'm going to beat that for a further 2 minutes, and while we're doing that, in the meantime we sift our ingredients, our dry ingredients. Okay, so we've got our dry ingredients here. In this bowl I've got 2.5 cups of plain flour, and I'm going to put the ginger, mixed spice and bicarb in there together, and we're going to sift that together. You smell that ginger, it's beautiful. There we go, that's ready to put in. Now we're going to separate an egg, because we need an egg yolk, we're going to put the egg yolk in that mixture and put aside the egg white ready for the icing. And now I'm just going to beat that a little bit longer. Now I'm just turning that off for a minute, and we're just going to scrape down the sides so that you're mixing it all together. This is the part where you're tempted to lick the beater. If you've got your kids, keep them away. Because it's the nicest to flavour. There we go. We only need to beat that for about a minute now. Okay, that's enough. All beat it together really nicely. Get as much of it off the beater as you can. Take that off. And now we're going to add the sifted dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. We're just mixing that until it all combines together. Oopsie. Messy chef's a good chef. So So as you can see, I've combined that together. And if you're struggling to get it combined, do what I do, because we've got to knead it together anyway, and mix it together with your hands. And as you can see, it's all come together as one dough. Now this is where you need some baking paper. So put a piece of baking paper down and just throw it all on there. Or you can put it straight onto a floured bench if you choose. Just mix it all together. It's been sitting in the fridge 30 minutes and I've cut it in half. I'm only going to use half at the moment. So it's easier if you put it on a baking paper and roll it in between two sheets of baking paper. Much easier to roll. As you can see, there we go. I'm going to roll it out to around about 4 millimetres, which is about just under half a centimetre in thickness. Now if you've got some cutters, cut it in whatever shape you like. I like trees and gingerbread men. There we go, that's the first sheet. I'm going to cut that now and put it on the baking tray. And I've got my oven preheating on 180 degrees. Now I'm going to cut these shapes out. Now I'm leaving it on the baking paper, and I just in between, I just pull out the shapes, flip them over, perfect little gingerbread men. Place them about 1 centimetre apart. And doesn't matter if you make a mistake, you can reuse it. You can reuse the pastry that you've made a mistake with. This pastry can sit in the fridge for up to a week, and you can put it into the freezer as well. You can leave it in the freezer as long as you like. There we go. So far I've got 5. And roll all the leftover into a ball once again, and just use the same procedure. Roll it out again. This way you've got no wastage, and it rolls out nicely. Good texture, easy to do. Now there you go. Out of that I've got 4, 8, 9, I could possibly make another few here, but I'm going to keep that aside. Now I'm going to put that in the oven, and that takes approximately 10 to 14 minutes, just checking as it goes along, and turn the tray around halfway through. There you go, that's been in the oven approximately 12 and a half, 13 minutes. They're a nice texture. They've gone a little bit brown around the edges. I've transferred it halfway through, turned it around. Now you just leave these to set aside to cool, and then then you can decorate it any way you like. I use royal icing, and at the bottom of my recipe there will be a recipe for royal icing where you use the egg white that you had from the egg yolk. Thank you for watching.